Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Could not get the button. I kept hitting the button and it would not release my mic. So I think it's released now. So I see I will start over. So welcome to tonight's unscripted Angry Bitch Club. The Angry Bees are going to buzz around for about an hour and talk about a variety of subjects tonight. We'll see what we end up with in the chat box. This was a last minute post, so I'm sure many of you will hopefully watch on replay. We'd love to have you live or on replay, but either way, it's always good to get your feedback, hear from you in the chat box. I always try to respond to all your chats. So most of you know that I'm Catherine Felton Page. I am a retired police officer on a duty disability due to an on-duty injury, and also have a master's in social work, and I've been doing community social work as mostly a volunteer for the past 5 years, and a prior journalist many years ago. So I am happy to be back on a Wednesday night with all of the Angry Bees. We moved our segment on Ellen Greenberg, the murder, what we believe to be, in our opinion, the murder of Ellen Greenberg, to tomorrow night, because since I got back to Florida, I seem to have picked up a bit of tonsillitis from some cute little toddlers, I think, that were sitting next to me on the plane, little Disney adventurers. So I have had a sore throat for 5 days, and I just did not want to speak about Ellen Greenberg's amazingly short life and her murder without being my full, complete self. So I have a scarf around my neck because I have Fix all over it. And when I don't feel well, then my neck injury hurts worse. So I've got icy hot on every part of my body right now because I'm about to have knee surgery as well, knee replacement surgery. So you're getting a very subdued Dune Cat tonight, a very subdued social change warrior. I don't know how excited I'm going to get about any of this because I do not feel the best, but I wanted to come on because there's some things I wanted to address before it gets too far past the time to address it, and tell you a little bit about Ellen and what we're going to talk about tomorrow night, and some other guests that are going to be joining us because we are pretty booked with guests all the way out to January. So it's great. We're going to be bringing you some great content. And thank you, my sweet friend, Kathy Coppins, for being in the chat box. Like always, you're such a great supporter of me personally and my kids and my family, my mom, my sister, and this channel. And Amber's going to come up on the platform here in a few minutes. I just want to address a couple of things first, just between me and you. And then, of course, Amber will weigh in because she has the best weigh-ins of anybody on the internet, as far as I'm concerned. So where to start? I don't even know. My head's a little scrambled because I'm on Tylenol and my throat hurts. So, but I'll figure it out. So you just bear with me. This is completely unscripted tonight. So bees are a buzzing and we're unscripted. It's been a very bizarre 2 weeks for me personally and for Social Change Warriors, for our platform and for our movement. I have never hidden from any of you that I completely believe that calling out corruption, which is what we're doing on Thursday nights, and Angry Bees, we are talking about anything and everything that is important to us as women, but we will also cover anything that matters to women. So if your son was hurt or wrongfully accused or murdered, it doesn't have to be a woman for us to cover it on Wednesdays, but we are supporting women and uplifting women most of the time on Wednesdays. But we will cover and stand up for anybody on a Wednesday. If you let me know what you want us to our content to be, I will cover it for you, if to the best of my ability. Of course, I can't always promise that I can cover everything. Some things are very hard to get information on, and some things are just difficult to live stream about. So anyway, what I wanted to say is that we are bipartisan on Thursday nights always. That's calling out corruption in government, dirty cops. We don't care who you vote for. All we care about, are you a good person? Do you do your job ethically and morally? And do you not commit crime? And do you not murder people in the name of your office, in the name of your job, and expect all of your cronies and your fellow police officers to cover for you? So we are completely bipartisan on Thursday nights. Now, Wednesday nights, every once in a while, we may have a political guest on. I welcome anybody in any party to join me, to debate, to tell me their woes, or to tell me why they feel that this is how they believe or what they believe and why they voted. Because I've always been a very civic person. And I've been lucky to have family that's always been involved in government in some way, shape, or form, whether it's their job or their volunteer life. My mom, my dad, my sister, and I, we've all worked for the state of Wisconsin in some way, shape, or form. For the University of Wisconsin, myself, my sister and I both went to the University of Wisconsin. So my youngest son now works for the University of Wisconsin as well. So my family has always been involved in that way, in their occupations and in their volunteer work. So Wednesdays, anything's up. The bees will buzz about anything, and we will get into it and talk and debate, but we will not bully. So I have been experiencing some pretty severe, what I consider bullying. Many of you out there that have bullied me are going to tell me to clutch my pearls, but unfortunately the only pearls I have, kids, are the ones my grandma gave me and great grandma, and they are safely with my sister in a little vault in Madison, Wisconsin, in her room. So they're in the pearl vault. So if you want me to clutch my pearls, I'm happy to do it. I'll wear them next week, whatever you guys need. But you come at me pretty hard this week for opinions that I had about some other live streamers that were my opinion. And the last time I checked, if you're going to live stream and you're going to put yourself out there, then you're going to get some criticism. And I understand that. I welcome it. I welcome criticism. I want to be better. I want to do better. So bring it. Bring me the criticism. If it's something I can seriously do, then I will do it. If you're going to criticize the way I look or my hair or my wrinkles, sorry, no Botox here. And this is my fade out. I used to be an orange or redhead, more like the color of my pumpkin back here. But this is just who I am. So if you're going to make fun of my facial features, my body, how much I weigh, how tall I am, how short I am, we don't have a place for you here. So I, made some comments in the last couple of weeks about I'm pretty tired of the bullying going on between a case that Social Change Warriors started following, oh gosh, a year ago, but I wasn't live streaming about it. I was just tweeting about it and sharing it with friends and family. And I made some comments about some things I didn't care for that were going on these other channels. And then I invited Sean, who is Sean on the Golf, to a lot of you, who is the retired, agent from the Massachusetts area, to join us as a guest, because I wanted to honor him and his service to the Karen Read movement, and to honoring, because he wants to see justice for John O'Keefe. He's from Canton. It's his hometown. If this was happening in my hometown, I would be all over it in a much different, more emotional way than I am regarding the other cases that we have been covering on Thursdays and some on Wednesday nights having to do with domestic violence. Our passion levels accelerate, guys, when it's our own folks, when it's our own people, our own hometown, our own college. Just watch some college football with me on a Saturday, and you'll see me, a totally different me, when the Badgers and my USC Trojans are playing versus any other school. Do I still love football? Of course I do. You guys all know I do. Most of you who follow me, and those of you that I obviously love and know me. I love sports. I love college football, college basketball, college hockey. I love everything college, bring it. But I'm a different human when it's my teams, when I'm watching, and maybe the way I react to calls that aren't so great, right? And it's the same thing with murder, people. When murder happens in your own backyard, in your own hometown, you're going to get super emotional. It's going to really charge you. So I understand why many of you from Canton, Stoughton, the whole Massachusetts area, you have every right to be supercharged about this. But when I made my comments about some of the live streamers from your state, I wasn't trying to be mean or spiteful. I was just pointing out that people need to simmer down. People need to stop being so rude and nasty and cruel. If you could just stick to the facts, your facts are fantastic. You have so many facts of the corrupt government in your state and of all the corrupt people that are going on right now surrounding you with corruption and lies. It's all on your side. Truth is all on your side. Massachusetts, Canton, Stoughton, all of you. So I had a little bit of harsh criticism for some of your live streamers, but they've had a little bit of harsh criticism for me, apparently, that I didn't even know about, because some of you have been kind of reaching out to me here and there, and you've just been saying really nasty things to me. So I don't appreciate it, but I understand it's part of the game. It's I'm not in a game though. I'm in this for the victims. I'm in this for justice. I'm not monetized. If I were to become monetized, I'll figure out a way to donate it. That's just where I'm at. But I'm not criticizing them for being monetized. They have every right to do this as a living, to do this for their job. I mean, if they find that they are very good at talking to the public and sharing out cases and sharing out things that are going on in their communities, that's fantastic. That's what Social Change Warriors is all about. We're about getting down and dirty in your community and getting out your shovel and digging out the corruption as far down as you have to go, and join with other people in your community. Don't do it alone. I'm not advocating for you to do things that are dangerous to you. I do not want you to be hurt. And we've had Rita on our show, and we're hoping to have Jen O'Donnell come on our show soon, because they have actually stood up against the bullies. They have had things happen to their yards. They've had things said about them on social media, on every platform that's possible. They have been called names. They have been sworn at. This is not acceptable. And this is all because they dare to stand up to their town, oh gosh, Amber, I'm gonna bring you up here in 2 seconds. Because they are trying to call out corruption in Canton, Massachusetts. They have every right to. It's their town. They pay taxes there. We all have a right to call out corruptions, but we don't have a right to be bullies ever. So if we don't agree with somebody, whether it be politics or taxes or school, free lunches for schools, or any program that we could list hundreds of them. We don't have to agree, but don't bully me about it. Okay, if I have an opinion about something, that's my opinion. If I bring you facts about something, but you refuse to listen or you refuse to accept those facts, that's on you. But don't bully me about it, because it's just really not necessary and it's a waste of time. Love to debate people, but if I truly believe something ethically and in my values, you're not going to talk me down. You're not going to convince me otherwise. And I'm not going to convince you otherwise. I understand that. But I don't have to call you names. I don't have to make fun of your height, your weight, the color of your skin, how many wrinkles you have, if you're LGBTQIA. And yes, Sean, I know you flubbed that up a little bit on one of your shows and you took some major heat for that, but that's ridiculous too, because Sean gets emotional and he can be supercharged on his shows, and he was not disrespecting anybody. He was actually making a good statement about the community, and he missed a couple letters, and then he laughed at himself, because it's not easy for everybody to remember acronyms all the time. I don't expect everyone to remember every acronym that I've ever used or that I plan to use. It doesn't mean we don't respect you. So I just wanted to remind everybody of that. It's very hard right now in this social media world to get it right all the time, and people are just chomping at the bit to bring you down and criticize you and call you names and cancel you. They're just, boom, you're done, you're out of here. Well, that's just not a lot we can control. We can't control the bullies, because they've always been there. They'll always be there. They're going to be there after I'm left this planet. But we can control how we react to them. And I overreacted a little bit this week. So I want to apologize to Turtle Boy and the Glare and LTL Media. The three of you, I kind of came at you a little bit because your followers were coming at me, and I didn't understand it, because I have every right to have any guest I want come on my show. And I didn't want to interrupt Sean. I wanted him to have a platform. That's my choice. So you can all tell me what to do all day long, but I'm not monetized, and nobody can really tell me what to do on here. As long as I follow YouTube's rules and StreamYard's rules, I'm going to be a kind person. I'm going to let people come on my show, but I'm always going to give you my opinion, and I'm always going to be transparent with you. I'm never going to lie about who I am, what I am, why I am. So I'm sure I'll get all kinds of fun out of this one tomorrow if anybody watches it. But I just want to be real with y'all. You came at me because I brought Sean on my show. Sean has been an avid supporter of Free Karen Read. He has done so much work out of the goodness of his heart. It was ridiculous how y'all came at him like that because you didn't like what he said about you. Well, then figure it out, right? Have a meeting, get together, talk. I mean, come on. But to call names, call him an old man, call me names. Sorry to swear, Mom. I told you I wouldn't swear as much as I have been. I apologize. But once a cop, always a cop. And I'm surrounded by cops, and all cops swear. It's a form of relieving tension, okay? So I try not to swear too much in front of my grown adult sons because I'm still their mom. But sometimes I swear because I get irritated. So I was told to fuck off this week. I was told I'm a fucking idiot. Amber was told she's a fucking idiot in someone's chat. That is not acceptable. If you don't like us, okay, but we've given you no reason not to like us. We've just stood up for a fellow colleague of ours who has become a friend of ours. And so if you come for me, if you come for my friends, my kids, my family, I will be a bitch. And that's why I created the Angry Bitch Club, because it's kind of a play on words. I'm not known as a bitch. Not one single one of my family or friends will ever think that of me or has ever thought that of me. I try to be super understanding and patient and kind with all who come into my space. But if you mess with my people, if you purposely call names and degrade when you have no reason to, when you could be an honest human and a stand-up human and have a debate and talk, then you will get my wrath, and I will say what I feel about you. And then it will happen on the Angry Bitch Club, because that's what we do. Thursday nights, we are sticking to calling out corruption. We are putting people on notice. We are bipartisan. We are one team. But Wednesday nights, I will talk about things that I don't like, and I will talk about negative people who I think need to have a lesson in how to be a better human. And why do I think I can do that? Because I'm 61 and I've been here a long time. I have dealt with bullying as a child, redhead freckle face. I'm sure there's tons, well, there's not tons of redheads out there. There's 2% of you, but I know you all were teased. And I know many of you were teased for other foolish attributes, right? You were teased for the color of your skin, which is not foolish, that's serious. You were teased for so many things. We could have a whole episode on bullying. Why are there bullies? Why is this happening? Why are children bullies? Children are by nature kind. So where are they getting this from? Where are the children getting these attributes to bully other children, right? And sure, you're going to tell me to clutch my pearls and go to that vault in Madison and get my pearls out, some of you. Well, I don't care what you say. Bullying's wrong. It should be called out at any age, regardless of the age. You have to teach your children better that this isn't acceptable, okay? And then as adults, it's even extra wrong because you're growing. You're an adult. You have a life, you have a job, you have children, family, grandchildren. What are you doing bullying people when you can have a conversation? So that is my rant today on the Angry Bitch Club. Even though I have a sore throat, I wanted to come on because this has been a bad week for me. I don't do well with this kind of stuff. My neck injury has caused me to have central nervous system disorder, which causes me to have anxiety attacks. And it's not your fault. It's my response to it. It's just my body. Mean people are everywhere in this world, but having to read all these things about me that aren't true and have social change warriors accused of being a grifter on Karen Read. I knew about Karen Read years ago. Social change warriors, I bet we've been doing this for 5 years. You just didn't know about us, okay? So that's who I am for all of you that came at me and said, who are you or who do you think you are? I don't think I'm anybody special. I'm just a human who loves people and wants to help call out crime and corruption because it pisses me off, okay? That's that. And you don't have to come to this channel. I don't need you to. I only want good, kind humans to come to this channel and help me call out crime and corruption. I want angry bitches who get called bitches all the time because they're just trying to be real and transparent to come on Wednesdays and bring me your content. Tell me what you want to talk about. I just want to have a community of honest, transparent people who are kind and don't bully and don't constantly have to make waves all the time just to get their own selves off in some bizarre way. That's all I'm asking for. So thank you so much for coming tonight. I appreciate you. I have a couple things I want to bring Amber up on the platform now to talk to you about in preparation for tomorrow, calling out corruption in Pennsylvania and the amazing, beautiful life of Ellen Greenberg. And I want to talk a little bit about what happened to Karen Read today. My Amber is always up on all that more than me. I was super sick again today, so I don't know what's going on, but I just know whatever it is, if it's in Canton and it's in the court with Beverly, it's nefarious. The other thing I want to end the show with, and this is just for fun for me, okay? I am a huge Bachelor fan, and I know it seems silly and crazy now at my age, 61, but I started watching The Bachelor when I was only in my 40s. So I was single and divorced and had gone through a couple relationships where men had cheated on me. So I was like loving The Bachelor because it gave me some hope. Even if the relationships didn't work out later, it gave me hope that relationships can work out, and some of them do, many of them do, and romance can still happen regardless of how old you are or your age or your colors or your anything, right? Whether you're gay, lesbian, straight, trans, all of us can find love no matter how old we are. I actually met a couple when I was a property manager, when I was married to my husband back in the day. My children were very little, and they were in their 80s, and they met in the newspaper because then in the late 80s, there was no dating apps. There was, the only way you could meet people was going out and about, work, maybe your hobbies, sporting events that you went to, possibly, maybe through your children, right? Through your children's school. But they met through the newspaper, and their families went nuts. They thought that was ridiculous. They couldn't believe that this wonderful couple, and I'll say their first names because they were very dear to me and they're long gone in heaven, but Paul and Emily were amazing, and they never gave up. Their spouses passed away. They were both married forever, and they've always been an inspiration to me not to give up. That even if you date someone and they're not nice to you, they cheat on you, or they're just not your person, you date them, you're both nice people, but just doesn't work out. But don't give up if that's what you want for your life. Some people may decide, you know what, I'm retired from dating, I'm retired from being a couple, I'll just be me. That's okay too. Whatever you want, whatever drives your soul and makes you happy. So that's how I got kind of addicted to The Bachelor. All my friends know this, that I watch this show. As much as it has silliness and drama that is not necessary, I get a kick out of it. So it's my thing I do other than watch sports and other than call out crime now and live stream. So I think next time the Golden Bachelorette is on, since they're in my age group, I'm going to do a little live streaming and follow along with the show a little bit. And Dave Neal is awesome. If you love The Bachelor and Bachelorette, please follow Dave Neal. Shout out, Dave. You have done a fantastic job entertaining me the last 3 years, and your stand-up comedy is beyond awesome. And Auntie Deb, thank you for keeping me sane. Your parody of the Karen Read trial has been stellar. And I have watched it many nights when I feel like giving up, that I do not want to do this anymore, that I'm just going to go back into retirement, play with my grandpuppy, play with my little niece puppy in Madison, be with my family, and just enough is enough. How much time do I really have here? I don't know. But my little inside gut just can't do it. I can't do it. I have to stay busy. My brain needs to stay busy. I don't like dirty cops. I don't like dirty government. And I love buzzing on Wednesdays with y'all. So I'm staying for now. I hope you'll keep joining me. I'm going to pop Amber up on the screen now. Thanks to all of you that are in the chat. I haven't gotten to read the chat yet, but now that Amber's coming up and she's going to buzz a little bit about some things, I get to read the chat and put some of your comments up. So this is going to be great. So Amber, yay.
Hi, my friend. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Oh, you look so pretty
Okay.
tonight. Look at you.
Oh, well, thank you. I didn't think so. It was very quick and I'm super tired.
Oh,
So,
no.
but
I
thank
love the
you.
black shirt with the blonde hair. You're beautiful. You're smart. You're
Thank you, my love.
intelligent. You're kind. And I will never tell you to shut the fuck up.
Well, it just rolls right off of me. But I think one of the things that I didn't like to see is when somebody was being a bully, then other people want to jump on board and do the same thing and
Yeah. Yeah.
gang up and attack on people. And we're strong in the sense that, we know who we are. We can put our shoulders back. We can keep our chins up. You're not really hurting us, but it's disrespectful. We're going to say that's disrespectful. And I don't like if they, especially other people, that they do it too. So, I was watching some of the other shows. I was watching JFK and James Jackson, who you know that I love.
I know you've got
And
fangirling. I want to know anybody in the chat box who's fangirling with Amber on JFK and James, because they are really good live streamers. They're amazing. I have no idea how old they are, but I just know they're younger than me. And I think they
they're in
have
their
a long.
40s, I think, or
No
50s.
way. No.
James is like 43, I think he said. And I was like, no, I wouldn't have guessed you
No
were
way,
over
that
30.
can't be possible. Those guys look like they're in their early 30s. Well, they have a long career in live streaming, and I know JFK has his music career as well. And I know James, I believe he does a lot of philanthropy, doesn't he? A lot of good works in his community.
I don't know enough about him yet, but he seems very deep. They both seem to have a lot of integrity. So I was saying I was watching their show and somebody called in about how they were just being attacked just for saying, let's move on from the whole Sean on the golf thing. Let's put it behind us. If you guys have some sort of conflict, you guys go at it. And so that I'm upset about, because there are some people out there that they're looking for a community. They're looking for other people to connect with, and they're not looking to come on to Twitter or come on to YouTube
Right.
to be terrorized or be bullied.
Right.
And I just want people to be able to think for themselves. And if you see somebody being treated harshly or improperly, say something, stick up for them. Don't let them be there, because I think too many times people think well, at least it's not me. So I'm just going to get out of this before I go through that crossfire. And that's we got to stick up for each other. We got to stick together. So other than that, it was okay. But like I was saying, somebody had called into JFK's show and was just attacked viciously for something so minor as saying, I want peace. And so to me, I didn't understand that. And there are a couple other things I just want to quickly say.
Hey, Amber,
I
I don't want to interrupt you. I really hate doing that, but I have to real quick because this is one of my
Sure.
oldest friends from high school. And I want to tell the Angry Bees, John is the best. He's not a bad guy. He's a good guy. And I kind of did not say that in the beginning, that the Angry Bees are open to men. We're open to kind men who support women and support women's rights and support us to be who we are, right? So any man that wants to come on this channel on Wednesdays, we welcome you. If you have a challenge or if you have a family member that we need to uplift, please come. And John, I mean, we've had other men in the chat before. My friend Robert's been in the chat. My own sons have been in the hiding in the chat, but they won't talk. I've had a couple other, one of my other great friends has been in our chat, Carl. So thank you guys for coming. I appreciate you so much. And any man is always welcome here as long as you are respectful and kind. And that's all we're ever asking. And women too. We don't tolerate bullying from men or women on Wednesday nights or Thursday nights. So thank you. I just wanted to point that out. Thank you, John, for coming. And go ahead, ma'am.
So you graciously offered an olive branch, and I'm there too. You know, I don't want to have any conflict with anybody, but I just wanted to say two things, and we can put that baby to bed, okay? One of the things I wanted to say is I want you guys to all understand that, at least my understanding is we had Sean scheduled to come on to our show prior to some of the drama of his, what they called the quote unquote meltdown. I don't. I just called it a man being, passionate and expressing how he felt and his emotions. But he asked, do you guys still want me on? And I remember you telling me this, Kat, and we were like, absolutely, because we're not about cancel culture. We're not going to turn our back on you. We're not going to be, smash you down. You're a good person. Whatever's going on with that is going on with that. And so none of that was planned with that show. We had other things planned to discuss. It just kind of went off and then took over YouTube for this week. So I just wanted y'all to know that. And number two, Kat's being very gracious, but I still feel a little bit petty about the people that are quick to be bystanders, or worse than that, quick to jump on and make fun of people. And I didn't like it. I saw some wannabes this week. I saw people calling names, trying to be like Turtle Boy, and Turtle Boy has carved his own path. We all know what Turtle Boy is. He's made it very clear. Like him, love him, hate him, whatever, it doesn't matter. You know what you're getting with him. What I didn't like to see is other people jump on the smear campaign, and I'm calling it a smear campaign. Okay, it didn't work when you said he was putting out misinformation about Proctor for Sean on the Golf. It didn't work. You tried to put it out there and say, well, he's putting out misinformation and he's making us all look bad. You know that wasn't the case. And you made a smear campaign about that. And then when people weren't so mad about that, then you had to go to the next thing or the next thing to try to cancel him, because that's exactly what happened. And some of them caved. Some of them said, I don't want to I don't want to tick off Turtle Boy and his over 100,000 subscribers. I'm just going to do what Turtle Boy does. Or I'm going to dox a fan like Turtle Boy does. Don't be attacking your own people. So I don't like. And I don't like the fact that they call out Sean because he hadn't been in Canton. His heart is in Canton. Not all of us have the money for, I'm not talking about Sean, but you're shitting on everybody that is supporting Karen Read and this movement that can't be there in person when you say that. That's not fair. There are plenty of us have given many hours, are passionate, and are 100% free Karen Read. Stop twisting his words. Stop the propaganda. Stop the smear campaign. The end. Thank you.
Amber, you're so great. You're just such a great speaker, and I'm so grateful. I am not grateful that John O'Keefe was murdered. I'm not grateful that they accused the wrong person, Karen Reed, and now they're, they put her through that trial, hung jury, for those of you that haven't watched that case. And if any of you are interested in true crime, or just not necessarily true crime, just real crime in the streets, like we're trying to call out, you might want to go back and take a peek at that trial, because there was so much wrong with that trial. I've never had a live show yet on it, simply because all the other live streamers, content creators, justice seekers, they've all done a great job. I mean, every one of them, because they live in Massachusetts. This is their baby. They care about their community, and they were willing to live stream about it. So I haven't needed to do that. I've been in all their chats. I've made comments as my opinion, as for the careers that I've had, that I've been able to feel I have an expert opinion on. So I've been in their chats many times, but I haven't done a full live stream yet on John O'Keefe and Karen Reed. Maybe I will. We have time before this next trial. There's a lot that I would love to give my opinion on and let you all know my opinion. And Amber has watched every day of the trial. Many of you have spent hours live streaming, going to your own standouts in your own communities. And I made a post about that yesterday on my Twitter X, that it seems like a lot of these people that are in Massachusetts, even, yes, it's your baby. I commend you for that. And I think you're awesome, but there's a lot of us that care about you. We started following this case because we don't want corruption to be in your towns. So do we care about you the same, like I was just saying in my opening, as it would if it was in my towns, my town here in Florida, my town in Madison, where I'm from? No, because it's a different level of care. It's like caring about your own child getting bullied versus another child getting bullied. You're going to care, you're going to have empathy, but it's a different kind of deep caring, right? So I respect all of you in Massachusetts that have decided to live stream, cover this case, do what you're doing. It's fantastic.
Your boots on the ground, right?
Right. But don't come at us and say, who are you? As if I'm nobody and I don't care about your plight, because I wouldn't have spent all the time I've spent in a standout with Amber that we did in Madison for you. It wasn't just for Karen and John. It was for all of you in Massachusetts, all of you in Canton and Stoughton, who have been putting up with this ridiculous corruption, criminal behavior for years and years. And now we've met Ed Byers, who is our new friend from Indiana. And Ed has been coming on the show on Thursday nights, calling out corruption in Clark County, Indiana, and gosh knows how many other counties in Indiana, right? There's so much going on, people, that we're not paying attention to. Many of us just can't. It affects us too much, and it makes us just too crazy, and we can't figure it out. Like, how do I fix this? Where do I start? So Ed's coming back on, Amber. I just got confirmation today, next Thursday with us, and we're going to work. What are the solutions, right? Because we can get up here, and I was accused of just being a finger pointer by one of the live streamers. That sincerely hurt my feelings, because I've been to his live show. Oh, heck, it was a glare. I might as well say it. I've been to his show many times. And I actually really liked Will as a person for what he was doing and calling out crime and corruption. And I participated in the chat. I was respectful. I was kind. I gave my opinion, hoping maybe somebody would understand where my opinion is coming from. I super chatted. And then all of a sudden, because out of the blue, because I bring Sean on Social Change Warriors, I'm person non grata, and I'm being called names by their followers. So then I clap back a little, and then I kind of got in my feelings, which is why I did apologize to these three gentlemen earlier, because I said some things I didn't need to say. And I still overall believe they've done a fantastic job with calling out the corruption in Canton and Stoughton, Massachusetts. But I don't like some of the bullying. Okay. I don't like it, but that's my opinion. I mean, it's their show, it's their channel. If their followers like that kind of stuff, that's not my place. It's not my business. Like someone actually said that to me today. Why do you care?
It's not against the law. People have First Amendment. We're not saying you can't do and say what you want to do, but every action has a reaction. So if you're going to put that kind of energy out there, you're going to probably get that back. And that's your choice. But we're just saying, in our chat, I honestly don't care if anybody says anything to me personally. Go ahead, but don't bully anybody in the chat. Don't bully my friends, don't bully my family, because then, Mama Bear comes out.
Yeah. And so Amber and I discussed this the last couple of months. And when I originally brought her on board, I told her this could get ugly at times, because I'm never going to not be me. And I'm not going to lie to you and tell you I voted for Trump because I want your follow or I want your sub. I didn't vote for Trump. You all know that already because I've had a lot of shows. That's my own personal choice. This is America, and that's your own personal choice. You are always welcome here, because it's not just about politics. So much about life is more than about our politics and why we choose to vote for someone. I actually have some of the best discussions with people that are not in my party, that are independents, that are going for the Green Party, that are sticking with MAGA. I have had amazing conversations with Republicans against Trump on my Twitter, because I find them to be fascinating, because they want to stick with their party, which they have every right to do, but they don't care for him because of what he represents and just the behavior. The behavior is insane. But if you want to stick with that, that's your right. And you're still welcome here to help us call out corruption on Thursdays. And you're welcome to buzz with us anytime on Wednesday, because you won't be bullied because you voted for Trump. But I won't be quiet. I won't tell you that I understand it, because I don't. I won't lie. I'm not a liar. And so I'm transparent. So
I remember
that's all there
saying
is
to
to it.
you, I said, remember, Kat, I said at first, and then I apologized to you that I think you should just not bring politics into this, because it's going to divide people, and then people's,
Mhm.
it's something you can't talk about. It's so taboo. Is that why can't we have respectful adult conversations about politics? So
Right.
when
Right.
you did bring it out and I thought about it more, I apologized to you and I said, I'm sorry, I was dead wrong. You were right, because even if you have 30 subs, 300 subs, 3,000 subs, it doesn't matter if we're doing the right thing and we're doing what we believe in. So, and again, I haven't been afraid to push back at you, and you haven't been afraid to push back at me on any subject, not let alone politics. But we do so with love, and with respect and with good intentions, because intentions and character do matter. 100%. The ends do not justify the means. So I just want to make that clear. Miss Jones says, Mama Bears Unite. Yeah, Christy says, I've never seen anything like it. I thank SCW for speaking about it. Yeah, and I know we want to get back to talking about the injustices and what we can do to make things better. That's our priority. It's not just Karen Reed. That's how we met. But from our perspective, anybody, regardless of race, religion, politics, that has been unjustly hurt in our communities, we are going to advocate for and try to help those communities and help their members, like the Rita Lombardis and the Jen O's and the Sweeneys who come out in Canton. Those are heroes to us. Like we
Yes.
bow down to them. Those are the true heroes. These people in their communities, not afraid to speak out. And that's what we're
Absolutely.
trying to do here.
Thank you, Amber. Thank you. So I wanted to point out, so Shauna, hi, Shauna, welcome. Kat's guilty pleasure. That is so funny. And then she says, Neil Diamond is my guilty pleasure. And I was like, I had to like choke, because I don't want to interrupt Amber, because Shauna, when I was a police officer at UW-Madison, our overtime assignments were Badger games, concerts, you name it, protests. I mean, I had to wear riot gear for some protests. Thank God nothing bad happened, but that's just it. You never know when a protest happens on a college campus, what's going to happen. So we actually got trained in riot type training, riot gear, all that good stuff that every police
Wow.
officer gets trained in that, but it's not something you ever want to
Wait,
have
I
to
thought you
do.
were just a university cop.
That's
Sorry.
right.
Sorry.
Oh gosh, that's right. I forgot, everybody. I was just a UW police officer. I didn't have to fight any crime. I just walked around all day and just chewed gum. That's what oh my gosh. I could have a whole show on all the nasty comments that were spewed at me this week, and all the accusations of who's a cop and who's not a cop. And it's just not worth it. But thank you, Amber. I love it when you're snarky. So
Sorry.
Neil Diamond, Shauna, came to Madison when I was still in uniform. So I was working an overtime assignment. And I'm thinking, okay, of all the things I had to do this week, this will be the easiest, because Neil Diamond fans are full of love and hope and inspiration. And this is going to be an awesome, I get to listen to a concert, and all I have to do in this one is walk around and chew my gum and just make sure nothing really bad happens in the Kohl Center, and it'll all be good. So it's about halfway through the concert, and I'm upstairs in the upper deck area of the Kohl Center. And I hear like shouting, and I'm like, what the heck is that? So I walk down, I go in, And there's this man, and he's singing Neil Diamond at the top of his lungs. And all the women around him are pissed. And they're yelling at him and they're telling him to shut up and sit down. And we can't hear Neil. And I'm like, oh, geez, this is going to get better than I thought it was going to get tonight. So I went in and I pulled him aside and I said, I was super nice and polite, like I always was, even in the line of duty. You can still be nice and polite to people until you can't be. So I said, sir, I'm going to need you to step out in the hall with me. And he said, fuck you. And I said, no, that's not the answer to a police officer. I said, gonna try one more time. Can you step out in the hall with me, sir? I'm going to need to have a word with you. So then he finally did. And I called for backup because I could tell he was extremely intoxicated. And I didn't feel like getting in a fight with a drunk at a Neil Diamond concert. So backup came and we're trying to say to this guy, look, you got one more chance. You can go back in, sit with your wife and behave, or you're out of here. It's simple as that. And if you call me a name again, or you tell me anything derogatory, I'll write you a ticket. I don't like writing tickets, but I will if I have to. Then you're going to have to pay that. And that's going to cost you more money than the ticket for this concert. So I'm trying to reason with the drunk. Never goes well, by the way, people.
You can't reason with a drunk.
No. So he goes back in. And of course, 10 minutes later, I'm getting called back by the ushers and the security people to that same area. And I knew it wasn't going to go well. So I called for backup and we escorted him out. His wife's sobbing and crying because she'd been looking forward to this forever. I told her simply, he's going to be downstairs in holding. He's going to get some tickets written. That's going to take me a while. Please stay up here. Don't come downstairs with him. Just let him suffer. Watch the down concert. Sing to Neil Diamond with these other ladies around you. But she refused to do it. She refused to do it. So she ended up downstairs in this little makeshift holding area that we have in the Kohl Center. And she missed the rest of the concert. And I'll never understand that. I mean, ladies, I get it that you are devoted to your spouses or your boyfriends, but when your boyfriend's being an asshole, walk away. Don't put yourself in it. Just wait, watch the concert, go get the car, pick him up, and then you'll have to take him to court to pay his fines or his tickets or whatever the case may be. But see, Shauna, I bet you never thought in a million years by putting up a Neil Diamond post that I would have a story. But I have a story. I have lots of stories because whether all the naysayers like it or not, police officers have stories. And Sean knows that better than anybody. Right, Sean, buddy?
Kat, I didn't know this, but the chat is telling us that El Jefe goes a lot on a live with comments turned off in T-minus 18 minutes.
Ooh, okay. We're going to wrap this up. Ladies, because we're all going to need to buzz on over there because I cannot miss that. And I was actually not planning to go much longer tonight anyway, ladies and gentlemen, because as I said, I think I have a fever now. So this tonsillitis thing is no fun. And I have to be ready because I have been following the Ellen Greenberg case since 2011, way before I went to grad school for social work, way before I even finished with my duty disability issues. I was knowing about Ellen Greenberg, and that case absolutely is devastating. And so if any of you have the stomach for it, I'm going to actually cover something for the first time with autopsy photos. So it's not good, but I feel we owe that to her family. Sometimes we need to see something to understand the gravity of it and the severity of it. And having done my master's in social work with the concentration on domestic violence and domestic violence murder, I'm actually certified. I've worked in domestic violence shelters, volunteered in them for many years. My opinion, I can't guarantee anything. My opinion is that this was a domestic violence murder and it was covered up by the local cops and government at the direction of somebody higher up. And if this comes out ever, I don't know that it will. This is one of those dark, deep criminology cases that could be written up in a book in years to come, and it probably will, because it involves government at its highest. And it happens. I just need you guys to understand this. There are very bad people out there in this world. They're running corporations, companies, stores, hotels. You name the business, I'll name you a criminal. Chiropractors, I have to say that for my dear mother who works for the Department of Justice, and that's all I can say. But chiropractors, believe it or not, commit crimes. So I want to have energy tomorrow for Ellen. I don't want to lose my voice again because I've come to love her and her family. And I know that you can do that. You can have this kind of compassion for a victim. And for me, especially a victim of domestic violence and domestic violence murder. So I hope you'll join us tomorrow at 9 p.m. on Calling Out Corruption. where we are going to break down the ABCs of Ellen Greenberg's death, murder, and what we can do now, because we have to do something. I shared it out today with hundreds of my colleagues from USC, where I went to my master's, and from UW-Madison. I want you guys to share this, please. We have to find a way. They've done a good job in Pennsylvania. Oh, and I'll also be sharing her Facebook page tomorrow that I believe it's one of her best friends, but I could be wrong. It might be a relative. I have to find that out. I have been in contact with them, and they have had so many people. 42,000 are on. I promised her whatever I could do to get the Ellen Greenberg, Justice for Ellen Greenberg Facebook page to 100K. I will do it. I will have a standout
We can
here in
do it.
Daytona Beach. I will have a standout in Madison. I will have a standout when I drive home the next time in all the states, like I did for Karen Reed, which was Georgia. And by the way, Blair, you accused me of being a finger pointer. I am a finger pointer. Yes, we all have to be finger pointers. That's what calling out justice is all about. Finger point at all those mofos. But I do things. I do research. I make calls. I do standouts. I make posters. I spend my own money on the posters. I'm not bragging about this, but when you call me out, then by God, I'm going to tell you what I do, okay, and who I am. So we are going to continue our mission as social change warriors. We're going to continue our mission to call out corruption, call out dirty cops, however we have to do it. Shake our finger, stand on a corner, hold up a sign, make phone calls, call the government. But Ellen, we will never forget you here on this movement, social change warriors. And we have other domestic violence murder victims that we are covering and following as well. And one is Sandra Birchmore. And thank the Lord, one of her perpetrators, the key perpetrator, is arrested. But there's more to come, and we have to continue to stand for her, because Mizzy and her crew from Canton and Stoughton area, they are amazing. They have stood with her all the way before any single content creator gave her the time of day. Because for some people, if you don't have enough, they don't want to talk about you. They want to wait till you can bring them an audience, but we don't need that here at Social Change Warriors. I don't need an audience to call out corruption. I want one. I want you all bad, but I'll keep doing this whether I have an audience or not. And Amber has now joined me, and we're going to keep doing this. So we're not waiting for audiences and numbers and clicks to try to stand up for someone that's been murdered and doesn't have any justice, and their families don't have any justice. So that's what we're going to keep doing on Wednesdays and Thursdays. I hope you'll share us out. As Amber, I'll let Amber talk about everything else, because she likes to say all that stuff, but I don't necessarily care about it. I mean, I've told you guys this before. If you go do something in your community, if you make a difference, if you stand up for murder victims and people that have been wrongfully accused and wrongfully jailed and corrupt crime and criminals, and you don't sub me or you don't care about me one way or the other, that's okay. If I said one thing to make you do something good, then I will be happy. And subconsciously, I believe I'll feel it and I'll know it.
Yeah, and I'm really excited to discuss the Ellen Greenberg thing, because that really has gone almost like a cold case, or not really a cold case, but just calling it an unaliving, using the YouTube terminology, because that's kind of where I lived and where I'm from, like how Sean is from Canton. I was living in Philadelphia at the time when that happened, and my husband and I, our last home was in Chester County, which is where this is happening. So this is something that I can really connect with, because this is somebody that was around my age, around that time. It could be any of us. So I want to learn more about Ellen, get her story out there again. Do not allow it to become a cold case, or for people not to say her name. And not many people are talking about that. So I think it's very important for us to. And then I just also want to say, on a personal note too, I've been researching and working on Delphi, and I know people are now understanding the importance of Delphi, and the corruption that's going on there in there's Carroll County, Indiana. But I would like to talk about that with you guys as well and go through that. I'll probably do a series where we can do an overview and just break it up, and deep dive a little bit more into each section, and see what we can do. So a lot of deep stuff. So we have to have a little bit of humor in there. Sometimes we have to bring each other up. But we're making change, and we're doing good. And I'd like to also, Kat, and I don't know if you're okay with this, is probably there has to be some funding for Ellen or funds for Richard Allen and Delphi, and so sharing those things instead of we're not monetized, so instead of sending a super chat, you can donate to those at this moment. That would be fantastic. We'll work on doing that and getting the word out. Any standouts we have, we'll let you guys know about that as well. Anything else that I'm missing, Kat? Anything else that I
No, my
needed to bring
grandpuppy
up?
just came. My grandpuppy just came in the house from a long run with the neighbor's doggies. So he's gonna he might be coming over here a minute to say hi to you, Amber.
We
He
had
likes
a
you.
play date with
Zeus,
the other
Zeus,
pups.
Zeus is in the house. Zeus the goose. Come here, buddy. Hi.
Zeus the
Hi, Goosey.
goose.
Goosey. We'll come in the house. Are you in the
Aw.
house? Goose. Wait, I gotta get
Hey,
Goosey's
and
house.
listen, y'all put your hands together and just pray that I can somehow convince my husband to let us get a dog, okay? I
Oh my gosh,
really want
guys,
to.
this is Zeus. He's my son's blue
Hi,
Doberman, and he's the best.
Zeus.
He's the best ever. He's so funny. He's like a Scooby Doo and a Scrappy Doo and a Marmaduke and every crazy dog in the world all mixed together, isn't he?
He's so cute.
All right, I'm trying to get I want to get everybody's comments up here because I appreciate all of you so much for being in the chat. So I'm trying to do that really quick before we sign off and go over to see Sean. This ought to be good. I'm jazzed now. I may need to take another Tylenol. Gonna get through this. So, what do we got? What time's he going? 9?
I think, yeah, 9 minutes, right?
Oh my gosh. Okay, this is great. I love it, Miss Jones. I love it. I'm chatty and I ain't got no quit. That's so cool. So awesome. And all of you have been great tonight. Thank you for everything. I love your comments. I really love putting them up because, well, I actually had somebody, so Amber's been after me to start super chats, but I'm not doing that. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not doing that. But I may do something to do with the Cash App for Social Change Warriors for donations that we can possibly send to like Ellen's support group or Sandra Birchmer's
Yes.
support group or whatever, right? I want to support the women that we are here to support in any way I can. So I just don't want to be monetized. I have no desire for that right now. I don't need it, and I just don't want to be involved in that. So, but I want subs because I want to spread the word. I want everybody to join us and be part of your community. So yes, I want subs. I just don't need money.
And Kat, the only thing I want to say too is, and as Digital Warrior had pointed out to me so eloquently, that money is not the root of all evil. It's the love of money that's the root of all evil. So there are,
and power.
when you're
Don't
giving your time,
power. Yeah,
right. And when you're giving your time,
yeah.
like these other creators, when they're giving their time to understand that people can show some love or donate to the program, because you are giving of yourself and you're giving back and you're doing something, that's fine. We're not calling that out. We're just saying we have other forms of income that support that. We're just trying to do good. And we just, that's our focus. And it's not putting anyone else down. It's just saying that's our lane.
I don't mind that anybody's monetized, but I've been accused of being a grifter several times this week, a grifter off Karen Reed, and that really pissed me off because I have so many victims that I care for and talk about and share, and that I was covering.
How can you grift when you're in the negative? How can you grift when you're giving money?
I really don't know, but I actually got called out again today, right before I came live on Facebook, for sharing the Ellen Greenberg story to the John O'Keefe Justice for John O'Keefe Facebook page, and the admins approved it. And I even wrote that I was moving Ellen Greenberg to tomorrow because I wasn't well, and because Turtle Boy is on at 9, and I know a lot of people that follow me now also follow Karen Reed and John O'Keefe, and I didn't want to live stream. I mean, not that I'm not going to hurt Turtle Boy, but I didn't want any of you to miss Buzzing tonight or Ellen Green tomorrow night. That's why I moved it. And she approved, whoever his admin is on Justice for John O'Keefe approved us. But then somebody came on there and yelled about it. Like, why are we taking commercials? I'm like, lady, someone called me a lady yesterday. So I'm going to call this lady a lady. Lady, I'm not a commercial. I'm actually asking you to support a woman that was murdered. That's what we do. Hey, we set that out.
Shauna
Anyway,
says
Zeus wants my attention, but that's what I mean. Like, no matter what I do, I'm a grifter. I'm this, I'm that. I'm going on the coattails of all the other live streamers. No, I don't want to be on your coattails, people. I got my own coat. Okay. So no, none of you are right. And anybody who has criticized Social Change Warriors this week, if it's not true criticism, like my lighting sucks, my mic needs improvement, here's the content I want to see, don't come at me anymore. I don't want to hear about it. Just stay away. We don't need you. We don't want bullies on our platform.
Go away, little fuzzy bee that it's not being an angry bitch. We're not having it. We don't want any of that. I just want to say this one really quick. Shauna says, I never heard these words. Oh, I just lost it. I never heard these words so much in 5 months. Grift, docs, boomers. I think that's hilarious.
That is hilarious. I
true.
also want to say hi to Amy. Backseat Juror, you're amazing. Your posts, I love your posts. I've been on your Twitter X for quite a while now. You are spot on. You're really quite into all these cases, and we like you a lot. If you have any of you in this chat tonight, if any of you have any desire to be on the platform, even if you don't like being on with your face and you just want to be on like I am right now with my logo, welcome. Any of you are welcome at any time. And I'm happy to share out your Twitter feeds. If you just want to email me, ACTTMSW@gmail.com. ACTT, which is ACT with an extra T, at MSW, which stands for my Master's in Social Work, because that's what I made it for, at gmail.com. I'm happy to share out your Twitter handles so that you can push out your information, and happy to have you on the platform anytime. It's not that hard to come up and talk. It's really not. And again, you don't have to be on with your video if you don't want to be. You can just be on with your voice. So we are working on, by the way, Amber, we have very little time, but we are working on call-ins. I have figured that out. I just have to practice with it with some of my family and friends before I put it on all of you. So we are working on call-ins, because call-ins rocks my world, because I worked in radio as an internship for like a year when I was back in school getting my undergrad back when I was in my 30s for journalism. And I had the best time working at radio stations. And I would love to do call-ins, because that's more of the format that I was originally trained in. And I think it would be fantastic to get you to hear your thoughts. But we can bring you on the platform with your audio only. That's sort of like a call-in, and it's easy. So just let us know, please, anytime. Super happy to see all of you in this chat tonight. I'm trying before I close off, so feel free if you need to go. You are always welcome here. We're so happy to have you.
We'll meet you at El Jefe's.
And I will be, yes, we are headed right there, because Sean on the golf he's great. And his service to our country was remarkable, just like Ed's and anyone else that we're going to bring up as guests in the future. Oh, and by the way, Amber doesn't know this yet. I just got confirmed that a father of a victim of a police officer who died due to a domestic violence murder because her police officer husband killed her. And he's joining us tomorrow night to tell us what that's been like for him and his wife and their family. And he wants to stand with us for Ellen Greenberg. So Ellen Greenberg was not murdered by a police officer, but government corruption is part of it. And he wants to come. And so I hope you'll all join us and give him your condolences. And he's a very brave man. He's on LinkedIn all the time, posting about domestic violence murders and the problems that we have in law enforcement with law enforcement officers that are super over the top aggressive with their arrests, with their victims, with their arrests and their the people that the perpetrators. We've seen all that, and that never has to be the case. So he is very well educated about this topic, and he'll be joining us tomorrow night. So I'm trying to get everybody up here before I have to close this off. So feel free to head to Sean's, and we'll see you guys there. Love and peace to all of you. I'm going to stay on here, Amber, and just put up some more. I like having the replay be able to see the chat box, because it helps replay to read what people are thinking and saying. And then they may then join in on the replay chat box, which is always great, because then I can comment and speak to people as well. So love you all. Peace to you all. Just us. And I'm just going to kind of be here and putting up your comments here for a few minutes before I hop over to see Sean. Amber, as usual, amazing. You have so many great things to share with our team of Social Change Warriors. You're just so great. I feel like
I love our people.
I know. I have like this community of all people that just want to do good and help people and be kind. And it's just been such a joy to me since August, since my very first live stream. I could not tell you enough how grateful I am for all of
Sure.
you.
I'm gonna cry.
And some of you have reached out to me in chat on DMs. I've actually have like 3 new friends now virtually, because we chat every day in the DMs on my Twitter. And now as we've learned to trust each other and believe that we're authentic, I've exchanged phone numbers with a few of these ladies and gentlemen, and we're coming up with more content, and they're giving me great ideas, and they're respectful. They have respectful dialogue with me. And I'm just so appreciative to all of you that have DM'd me and have reached out to me. Thank you so, so much. So tomorrow night, we'll be back honoring and calling out for justice for Ellen Greenberg. And I am going to let you end it. And I'm going to go back and put up some more thoughts here from our chat.
Thank you guys for coming. Love you. Peace.
I'm still here, guys. I love all your comments. Thank you so much, chat tonight. You've been fantastic humans. And I just couldn't be happier to have you on board and to be part of our movement and be part of Social Change Warriors. Whether you come on Wednesdays for the Angry Bees, or you're here with us on Thursdays, or both, or replay, I love all of it. Please reach out to me anytime with any content you would like to see me cover, any suggestions. I'm working on lighting and mics. It's a slow grind right now. I'm having knee surgery in 3 weeks on my left knee replacement. So I'm trying to do my best with what I have, but I will definitely get better lighting after the holidays. And the mic part, I think, is going okay, but I know that my voice will sound better and less tinny, all that good stuff. So I'm working on it, guys. I am. Thank you so much. Love the comments here about donating money to Canton, to Rita and Jen and all the other folks in Canton, Kathy, gosh, I wish I could remember all their names. All of the people that all the people that are standing up in Canton for justice. I think that would be wonderful to do a campaign for them. So again, email me with any suggestions or anything you want to add or say. And I'm excited to get over and hear what Sean has to say right now. But I just wanted to make sure that I have you all covered, because you all mean the world to me, and anyone that you bring is welcome. So as Amber said, we are all social change warriors in our own way and in our communities. That's why I came up with the name and started this movement 5 years ago, because I hope that after I'm gone, because I'm 20 some years older than Amber, that she knows she's going to inherit this, and whoever else joins us, you will be part of it, and I will be in heaven, and I will be so proud of all of you. So thank you so, so much. Love and peace to all of you. Mother, I love you. Thank you for making me such a great human with all of your tutelage. And thank you for my DNA. Thank you for making me kind. All right, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. We're going to Sean's. Let's go. Let's do this. Good night, everyone. Love and peace. Just us.